Everyone, just popping me headset on here now. Okay, it's that long-awaited time, finally, after a little bit of rescheduling and a little bit of a hurricane in there. It's time to get started with the Summit der Langrisser Season 9 Finals. So we've got this final match between Absoul and Zansin. It's the A to Z match. While the players get ready, I'm just going to go ahead and get me links posted to make sure that the community knows what is happening is well and good. And to get a chance to bring my chats up on my screen so I can see what all of y'all excellent couch commentators have to say about the match as well. Alright, I'll just open the screen here. It looks like they've already started. We'll start with A. Just loading into band picture. Oh, and we get our first match on the new map, the Shipwreck Strait. That'll be exciting. I actually have not had a chance to play on this map yet. So let's see what some true PvP professionals have to say about this map. Alright, YouTube, I've got you. I've got you, YouTube. Let's get Twitch. There, I've got you, Twitch. Ready for action. Alright, and first thing we see right away here is that both players have first banned Watham. Absoul is picking Lucretia first. So we have an Oboro in Absol's box. Not too surprising. We do have Lost Them in both boxes. Zansin's is banned. Absoul also has the Himiko, so technically that's two AoE units. I consider Lucretia an AoE Unit B guy. Of course, we have the regular suite of assassins. Kyra's still in here. That's nice to see. Both players have Hilda. Helena can kind of flex to AoE as well, although I doubt that's necessarily going to be a really strong factor. I mean, to your overall point, yes, neither of these players is going to be playing like an AoE strat, so to speak. This is definitely looking more like a kind of the typical single-target trade boxes that we've seen gain a lot in popularity this season. Welcome to the chat, Creamy. So Absoul, at least with his first two picks, looked like he's going for straight legs with Elwyn. Zansin going with more of the boosted assassin route here with Epsilon and IBC. We'll see who else he gets. I wonder how much of a chance both of these players have had to practice on this map, get a feel for the layout and the terrain and such. I suppose it doesn't matter a ton, with both Lostums being banned. Zansin is getting rid of the only pure AoE unit. Another assassin. With good mobility, not really relying on IBC for the boost on the D-Heart. Yeah, it's knowing where Lostum can go, how far he can reach. Like how far the usable Lostum terrain is from the enemy starting position, stuff like that. After the first couple turns, it doesn't matter as much. Okay, so Absol getting a few glory units out here. He will have the teleport option. And Zansin has left Absol with a cluster of kind of utility units. So he'll have the option for a tank, Rosen healer, Kyra. Oh, he is actually banning out the full tank and the full healer, so Absol now gets to choose between his maybe flimsy-ish assassin, who does still have good range at least, rough against Cherie, or this Oboro, who's gonna have to sit for 2 to 3 turns before he really gets into the action against this team. So we are going to get that Oboro out there. So as I said, Absol doesn't need to worry about stacking this Oboro all the way up to 4 stars. There's no tank on this team, so... I mean, 3 stacks is ideal. It'll get him into the action a little bit faster. He does have the T-Just to move Oboro around if he wants to. I don't think he's going to be too worried about it. Zansin, meanwhile, going with full 4 assassins plus IBC to mobility boost the Epsilon, the Cherie, or the Burner. Epsilon, of course, faction buffing this whole team except for IBC as well. So yeah, this game is really going to be about controlling the range for the opening couple turns. Absol's going to be looking for a chance to get in there. Zansin going to be looking for a chance to get in there. And as we predicted right at the start when we first saw the boxes, it's going to come down to who can get an advantageous pick and then trade down. Yeah, there are some weapons over here on Zansin's side as well, right? Like, he has the D-Heart who can kill and stun, kind of a 2-for-1. Cherie also with her ability to get her act again, definitely potential 2-for-1. Of course, there's the possibility for revives as well on the Lucretia and the Elwyn. So let's see what these players are going to do. Okay, we've got 2 DPS skills on her. We've got State Guards on this Burner. Firebrands, we've got 2 single target and the mass attack on Lucretia. The Unicorns on the IBC, not super surprising here. She does have mass attack as well, even though almost everyone's going to have a faction buff. It's good to have backup. So nothing too surprising in terms of deployment. Looks like she is going to give the attack boost to Epsilon and Burner. Zansin definitely has something up his sleeve for those 2 units. I think my initial impulse would have probably been to put the speed boost on Cherie, but Zansin doesn't do stuff like that without a reason behind it. So let's see how that plays out for those 2 units. Okay, Werner just getting set up back here. Definitely something that we're going to see a little bit of jockeying in this first turn. This is the most stressful part of these matches for me. Alright, Cherie moving up right away to and catches that breeze just to kind of threaten. To threaten and to bait. So especially after that breeze, Absoul definitely has to be thinking either he takes the bait and goes in, giving Zansin the opportunity to start trading down, or he leaves it and lets Zansin open with the Cherie next turn. Ninja, welcome to the chat. Hey Sam, what are you doing trying to recruit people away from my stream? We'll see what Absoul wants to decide here. I think without the Cherie, Zansin still has 3 really scary threats. But if Absoul has to give up his Elwyn for it, Elwyn is one of Absol's big threats on this team, so that would be an advantageous trade for Zansin. Yeah, Absoul may just opt to move back for this turn. Not back, but out of this Cherie's attack range. B-guy, AoE guy. That's why you're looking for those AoE units. Makes sense. Yeah, I assume this is Bracer, so he doesn't have to worry about follow-up like this or Arcane Battle Garb to get one shot. If Elwyn comes in with his move again, he'll be immune to the debuffs, so D-Heart won't be able to stun him. Anyway, this is something that I'm sure Absoul is weighing in his mind, although given the fact that he moved his other units back, yeah, I didn't think he was necessarily going to go for it there. Because if he moved all of his units back and then went in with Elwyn, that's essentially just committing yourself to not having follow-up for your Elwyn. Yeah, Millifluent, apparently Absoul thinks the same thing. So yeah, this is 15% defense terrain on the cargo here. And Absoul not interested in risking it on a trade on the opening turn, when he has the ability to just reposition and potentially get better positioning here for the next turn coming up. Let this breeze wear off. Shadow Stealth on Epsilon is going to potentially give Zansin the ability to push him in once he sees an opening. Okay, so time for another full turn of jockeying here. Stressful jockeying. Okay, Vance is not silenced anymore, so he does have the ability to pull Lucretia up into position if he wants to initiate with her, or follow up with her, I should say. We also have the teleport play from the T-Jess. Definitely going to be looking for a breeze on him. And Oboro's just kind of hanging tight for now. Alright, so that's the very first teleport play, getting Werner a little bit forward into position. Outside of Cherie's range. It's certainly possible, although I doubt it, that this is a defensive stance Werner, and that he put him in defensive stance in advance, knowing he was going to teleport him forwards. It's certainly possible. Alright, there's that stealth Epsilon, and he catches the breeze as well, so next turn, Epsilon gets to do whatever he wants. Once Absoul has to act with this Werner, Zansin will have a little bit more information. IBC, of course, has first strike. Unicorns against State Guards, not super great, but I'm sure Zansin would rather have a risk-free initiation into this Werner, rather than potentially kill his own D-Heart. No AoE on this Lucretia at all. No. So nothing to pop the Epsilon. Alright, Werner just getting down front and center into position. Again, we don't really have much information about what stance he's in. With all of these single-target units coming up, and it doesn't matter because we have the attack stance double strike from Zansin's own Werner. Well, we do know that this Werner's not in a stance now, so... Absoul wanted to go in with Elwyn. Elwyn is the only unit who can really reach. Elwyn is not the greatest State Guards Werner killer. But if that's not part of the plan, one wonders why Absoul front and centered his Werner there against so many incoming threats. 2 threats with first strikes. Absoul is thinking hard now. Running low on backup time. It's turn 2. He's going to be hiding his Lucretia in the fog again. Okay, we've got some fog hugging going on. Absoul definitely on his heels here. Oh, Cherie tops up her breeze as well. So Cherie and Epsilon both have the ability to do whatever they want this turn. Werner with mobility. Zansin is really pushing Absoul up against the wall here. Absoul pretty much backlined and with backup time running low. Okay, it looks like Absoul, under pressure, is going to go for this kill with Elwyn. So Werner's not in a stance here, but Elwyn is not able to get through those State Guards. Of course, there's no terrain for the unicorns. So that was pretty much straight up just an Elwyn on Lancer's engagement. D-Heart is going to go poke for the first kill. And who's he going to stun? He's going to stun... But I like how the globe just falls to the ground and rolls around like stun. That's pretty cute. That's a pretty good reason to use this skin, to be honest. I wish you could set Lucretia's skin and Vance's skin separately, because I would potentially use like her other skin and then this little globe. So there's our answer to Elwyn not killing that Cherie. Okay, stunned and then killed the golem. Epsilon, meanwhile, slowly stacking himself up here. Oh, and getting the stun on Lucretia in the fog, so she's toast. Elwyn, 1 life down. Absoul is going to be looking for this Oboro to get another stack and then carry the rest of the game. CP down currently, so that Lucretia is dead. He used the teleport to send his Werner forward. Okay, so Tejas is actually able to do something, so that's one of Zansin's units down. This D-Heart is pretty tapped out when it comes to skills, so he's not the most immediate threat. Elwyn, you know, still at least full HP, but his revive is down. Have to assume that Zansin is going to be looking to kill this Oboro with his Epsilon. Okay, Epsilon comes into action. Now there's an AoE. That's an invitation. I doubt this survives. Okay, Epsilon's gonna hang out. He'll just take things slow. Clean up that Elwyn. Now IBC can do what IBC wants. This is going to give Zansin the ability to essentially 3-on-1 the Oboro, so he's not super worried. Epsilon's skill is down currently. So's hers. So's his. So it's going to be normal attacks into this Oboro, unless someone dies. If Oboro kills someone, that will bring Epsilon's 3C back. Certainly what Zansin's counting on. Okay, there goes the IBC. That's fine. And now we have a stacked up, shielded up Epsilon here with his 3C ready to take this Oboro down. Let's see it. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. If you're Zansin, what's your decision here? Where to launch the attack from? Whether killing this Oboro is going to counter-kill you? Not 100% sure what Zansin's planning here. Was he concerned about... He had his shield up, so I don't think he had to worry about getting counter-killed, like suiciding into the Oboro. And he had a unit left. Does he want to stall for Werner's skills? I mean, he can go faction buff somewhere and hide this turn if he wants to. Yeah, I mean, I guess if Zansin's not sure if that even secures the kill, he doesn't want to blow it. Alright, here we go. We got the combo now. I think he was pretty safe last turn, but he wanted to play it extra safe. So Zansin finishes that one up and goes up 1-0. So that's the first game in the books. I believe we followed Absol in that game, so let's go ahead and follow Zansin in this game. Come on, Kong, click on the right thing. Alright, so we're going to be in the Cavern of Light this time. And let's see if these players make any adjustments to their box. I shouldn't say if. I have a feeling they're going to be going for kind of counter side box plays, so the question is more, what adjustments are they going to make? B-Guy, maybe this is your opportunity. Maybe we're going to see some AoE units come up. Although, having watched the matches from both of these players for the past several rounds of this tournament, neither of them has really pivoted to AoE in the same way that like Luxid did in previous rounds, for example. So I can see Absol sticking with his game plan here with a single target trade focus box. Same with Zansin. There might be some small adjustments to suit the map, for example, but I doubt we'll see anything too dramatic. Okay, someone's definitely thinking about it. And it is Absol thinking about it. He's bringing up a bit more of a tanky box, so he's not going towards AoE, as we all suspected he wouldn't. If anything, he drops his Himiko AoE. He brought up Mariandel, another tank, and Christiane, and he also brings up Ashimar. Off-topic question. What do I think is the best weapon for Michelle? I definitely think her unique. Her unique is pretty good on her, for sure. Yeah, Rosendown is interesting, but I mean, that's partly because he doesn't see Rosen being as useful against Zansin's specific threats for him here, if he does want to turtle up a little bit. And Zansin with the first pick, Sissy. Interesting. Ensuring he's getting that overall utility pick. Absoul with Watham and IBC. Two pretty threatening characters to open with who can also work fairly well with the rest of Absoul's units if he does decide to go a little bit more tanky. Rice Crew, welcome to the chat. You're here just in time for the start of Game 2. If Absoul is going to tank up, then his next 3 picks are probably going to have to be a tank and one of these like flex healer support units, and then maybe Oboro. Alright, Zansin definitely opening up with healer tank here too, so he's ready for if Absoul wants to play a little bit slower to make that more difficult for him. So 3 of Absol's guard ignoring units off the table already. Yeah, so here comes that Oboro. Zansin could theoretically ban out tanks. Yep, there they go. So potentially that was bait, and Absoul just goes with his usual strat. Or he's going to have to rely on Sissy to tank. But what does Sissy tank that's left in Zansin's box? Slack, welcome to the chat. Freed, what do you think? Currently a 25% chance that we see Ashamar in this deployment. Unless Zansin decides to can her right here. Yeah, there she goes. Sorry, Freed. Ashamar down. That gives Absoul another flex healer or an Elwyn into this Hilda. The 2 least threatening choices that Zansin thinks he might be facing. Very interesting DPS loadout here from Zansin with Tejas and Azusa. He's definitely going to have 1 remaining threat too, no matter what Absoul bans. At least with the Elwyn, Sissy's Lancer can suck up 1 hit from it. Helena, it can suck up a hit from her, but then she'll splash. And Lostum, it's not the greatest Lostum map. Yeah, definitely Freed, you gotta take care of your health. Is it a weather-related migraine? Before the hurricane came up, I was basically knocked out for a whole day because of the pressure difference. I get weather-related migraines, so I had a good sleep, like a 12-hour sleep, and then the hurricane came and went. Not too bad. Alright, Absoul going with Elwyn. So this is actually not a dramatically different box than we usually see him run, despite the fact that he brought up a bunch of slightly tankier options. He is getting the Sissy here for that kind of flex tank healer unit, but other than that, he's got his long leg, he's got his Watham, his Elwyn, he's got IBC, and then he typically does like to bring an Oboro and not, you know, hunker down and guard with it. The only difference here is that he's going into Zansin tank and healer loadout, which sometimes you do see from Zansin. It might be a little bit more difficult for Absoul to obviously come in and make trades if he has to deal with this pretty robust tank on Zansin's side. Meanwhile, Zansin is going to have a few DPS that he can pluck away at Absol's team with. Yeah, Freed, I mean... I got lucky here. It wasn't bad at all for me, but it was definitely pretty bad for a lot of people. I saw some footage of some people a little bit northeast of us whose, like, entire houses were literally washed into the ocean. I read a news story today, actually, about a lady whose house washed into the ocean, and then she found her fridge washed back up on shore, and she opened it up and there was some booze in the fridge that she helped herself to. She figured today was a good day for drink. But yeah, fortunately we were just far enough away from the shore that we didn't need to worry about anything that crazy. We lost power for like 12 hours, but we were ready for that at least. Gargoyles on this Waithen. And Dismiss on the Sissy. That's a good point, Creamy. I think the final match, which is this, is supposed to be best of 5. I assume the players know that, but I'm not 100% sure. That's one of those things that might be, like, posted deep in the bowels of the Summit der Langrisser server somewhere. But I know DC is in the chat here, so I'm sure he'll answer us shortly. Nothing too unusual on Zansin's side. Alright, chat. What do we think? After pick and ban, after the initial deployments, how do we feel about each player's chances in this match? Who's going to come out on top? Zansin not in a rush to move up. He's happy to hang tight back here and get his team set up. Yeah, definitely Oboro is going to be OP against Zansin's team if he can get him stacked up. Now, this is an example of a game where Oboro is going to want his full 4 stacks. So he needs to live long enough to get them. And it's true, this is a strippable Hilda. Absoul does have a 1-2 punch of buff stripping units. Hilda did bring both of her guard skills, obviously. Appropriate timing, Will. There are a lot of people out in the neighborhood with chainsaws, like, cutting up the trees that fell in their yard. So the Dobermans have basically a front row seat to a lot of action out in the yard for the last couple days. Zansin pushing up hard. So, alright, I guess that's a pivot point for this grapnel. This is an interesting strategy for Zansin. He has this tank hanging back here, but he's going in hard with these two units. So who is Lostum's target here? IBC. He didn't use the stun, so he attacked with the guard ignore from too far away for the Sand Seas to engage? Was that a mistake, or was it on purpose for the debuff? All that did was screw her mobility. True, yeah, stun would hit the summons, but maybe hitting the summons is not the worst thing in the world. Because you get the guard down, and then Azusa can follow up on the Oboro, but I guess not. Like, why push up that hard if you were just going to use the guard ignore skill from too far away for Sand Seas on IBC? Unless it was literally to pull Elwyn back this far and hit it with the Azusa? Maybe I'm overthinking things. I mean, Zansin can easily kill this Elwyn now. Oh no, he doesn't have teleport. Ooh, okay. I don't know. We'll have to ask about that one afterwards, or see how it plays out, I guess. But that's lost him down for basically nothing. Yeah, that's true. We also have some Watham debuffs on these units now. So he could teleport in. If someone's hurt, he could teleport in. And kill Sissy or Tejas. That's the thing, though. He needs to be able to hurt them. Okay. I mean, her mobility is still down, but that is pretty much Lostum's remaining legacy on this Earth. Does give Absoul a little bit of breathing room, too, to kind of just hang out down here with his Oboro and let him gather stacks. Alright, so instead of going with the summon, Zansin is going to go with the actual act again on his Tejas. That bumps turn priority back to Absoul. Okay, IBC's ready up here. Basically getting into position to follow up with whatever Zansin decides to kill this Elwyn with. I guess he could teleport the Azusa back and then kill Elwyn from far away with this T-Jess. Maybe stay out of this range. Yeah, that's going to be the play. So basically kill Elwyn from as far away as possible with this T-Jess. Hope that the IBC can't reach. I think she can, though. I mean, I think she can, but Hilda's going to be able to get into position to guard as well, so... B-Guy. No confidence in Absol's ability to defend that Oboro. Okay, Hilda comes up, buffs. Now she's at least, if Absol wants to send IBC in here, and I don't know if he necessarily will, because he's basically consigning it to death if he does. Yeah, no. Hey, the sex bots are back. Haven't seen you guys in a while. That's, thanks to YouTube. YouTube has a real sex bots problem. You don't see those on Twitch unless my restream bot is, reposting them over here for us, very generously, making sure that people on Twitch don't miss out on the sex bot action. Not much we can do about it either. No, hear them out. Alright, Zansin, I mean, he does have that breeze, but he also doesn't want to just give away Azusa for nothing. So he does have to think carefully about how to approach this. He's still looking down the barrel of 5 Dispels from IBC, 5 Dispels from Watham. The Watham talent stacks are gone, though, so he doesn't need to worry about that right now. But my point is that Absol's Disable the Hilda play is still available. Bakira, welcome to the finals! So yeah, his Disable the Tank play is still available, if it even ends up being necessary. Once Oboro comes into play, then he can just combo with those big units, and doesn't need to worry about working around Hilda. That answers that question, B-Guy. There's the act again on Oboro. Alright, so we are one turn away from seeing the beginning of the oboe show. Zansin moving up, refreshing guard. Wants to have a nice central position to begin this trench warfare against Oboro, essentially. Kyutaru cannonballs into the chat in the usual fashion. Okay, Absoul is going to take the rest of his turn getting ready, priming Zansin's team for that Oboro coming out. First pop against Azusa. Heal reversed. That'll probably kill her if she tries to refresh her stack, won't it? Dirty. Damn, Bakira, imagine having oldies show up. Oldies for the finals. Azusa decides to just get herself back under guard here. Jose, thank you. Okay, Zansin, you have a Watham in your back lines with a clocked Alhazard ready to bring out a new sword. Getting ready to backline some important units here. Does finish the Watham. Okay, so Absol. Ooh, down to a 4-stack Oboro and an IBC. IBC's talent is ready to use again. All her skills are available. Tejas, no DPS skills for a couple turns. She still needs to burn off the last of that heal reverse. She does, yep. She brought Dismiss. I like that skill against teams with tanks. Azusa can attack with magic damage or physical damage. She gets to choose. Heavy strike formation here is interesting, and it's mainly for the IBC. Alright. Everyone is cowering away from the tank now. The tank does not help them. All that helps them is not being near Oboro. So Hilda is just up front, guarding herself. He can go pretty far. Does not get the first life off the Hilda. Zansin is going to have to be able to combo this Oboro down with units that don't have their full power right now. Yeah, he's not dead to T-Jess yet, though, Will. That's the thing. I don't think a regular T-Jess attack is going to kill him. Unless it is. I'd be pretty surprised, though. These guys mainly coming up to body block Oboro. He can go around the other way, I guess, if he wants to target one of these. Ooh, what's this? Dreadful Cobra. This is the finals, the grand finals of the Summit der Langrisser Season 9. So this is actually game 2. Zansin won the first game, and it's a best of 5. Absoul now deciding if it is indeed the time to go in. Do you send your poor little Oboro all by his lonesome around the enemy back lines to kill one of these dangerous DPS threats? Permanent for the rest of the game, to the point that in Ancient Beckoning you get to transform him on like turn 4, and then you have him in dragon form for 95 turns while you wail on bosses. Okay, he is gonna go in, brave the back lines, kills that T-Jess. Doesn't quite explode the Azusa, but she will probably counter-kill herself on him at this point. So is Zansin going to be able to combo this thing down before it gets its next move? Oboro has strong ranged counter. Alright, here comes the IBC. First life off Hilda. Oh, the Gift of Eternal Life healing on Oboro. Could be the difference. So Hilda not guarding. Not that I think that's going to matter at this point. Alright, here comes the full heal on the Azusa. This is going to be the question. Is this Azusa going to kill this shielded Oboro? And if she does... will she die in the process? Can he summon a horse and put it here to block that Azusa out? Sneaky Absol. Okay, she still comes out. She's got ranged attack. Here we go. Koboro dead. Is she gonna survive? She is gonna survive. Healed back up quite nicely. Doesn't have her shield now. Absol still ahead in damage. Azusa down. So Absoul actually still has a healer and a good DPS unit against Zansin's tank and healer. So Zansin needs to slowly wear Absol's team down. For his part, Absoul basically just has to keep this IBC alive and keep the damage advantage. Hilda's already used her revive. No DPS skills on the IBC for another couple turns, but Absoul does have Act again. Zansin going for some cheap and free damage there with the kill on the cavalry. That dismiss it does count as damage too, so that's free damage going into this end game. Yeah, it looks like there's an attempt to keep this team separated, but IBC has lots of mobility, so she can just loop around. She can just loop around and kill that Lancer if she wants to. She's not exactly locked down here. Okay, so that's some more free damage for Absol's side. Zansin, with a big damage deficit, is going to have to kill these units. That's going to be pretty sketchy. She can dismiss on the turns that she doesn't need to heal this IBC. Alright, Hilda going full cav to counter these Sand Seas. And there's the dismiss. Yeah, Zansin's not going to catch up in damage. He needs to kill Absol's units. And if he has to keep healing every turn, that's going to be a sketchy proposition. Okay, Hilda's tiles are gone, so Act Again is back on the table. IBC easily outpacing Hilda there. We do have a full heal available again. Absoul with turn advantage, too. Alright, going with the next turn fog defense. Oh, nothing. Not good enough. Yeah, no. Zansin thought he would try a sneaky little sneak around, kill the sissy move. Not quite enough. The full heal only bringing his Hilda up to 75% thanks to the IBC's troop healing debuff. Alright, so we did Absoul, we did Zansin, let's go back to Absoul. Cape of Sorrow. So we've had one pirate ship map, then a cave, and now a 2 pirate ship map. Alright, so we are 1 game to 1. Each player needs to win 2 more games to advance. To advance to holding the trophy above their heads. This is the last game, so there's not really much to advance to. Bakira, thank you for the sub, my friend. Just in time for no more games this season, but of course I will be streaming Summit der Langrisser X whenever they decide to have that. Potentially after this Apex Arena season? Yeah, that's definitely one potential adjustment on this map, is dumping their Lostems for whatever other good opportunistic DPS they have in the side box. You know, it wouldn't be too crazy to see a Himiko. Absol had Himiko in his box for game 1, so he might decide to bring her back up. Definitely possible. I bet she's in Zansin's side box. Kruger's probably in the side box. So it might be possible, depending on how it fits with their strategy. So someone's thinking about it again. Lots of time with the side box adjustment. Okay, here we go. Lostem goes down for Archon on Zansin's side. And we get Ares up here. Who do we get? Ares and Liana? There definitely are opportunities, though, for AoE debuffs against teams that don't have many healers. There are opportunities. But like you said, if you get outranged, like if your AoE debuffers essentially can't engage without getting into range of an assassin who can one-shot them, then it's very hard to splash debuffs on their team. Especially if they're spreading out anyway as part of the approach. Yeah, Qtaru's another really successful AoEer. One of my guildmates uses Cortez quite a bit, really likes him. He has Cortez and Kruger in his box, so he basically gets whichever one, and they kind of do the same job for him. Hugo wants to see Kong in the finals. Highly unlikely that that would be happening, given the quality of my PvP play and the quality of my opponents. I know I have a policy of not really live streaming my Apex games because of distractingness, but I think if I was in the finals, I would have like a moral obligation to stream it. So yeah, I think I'll say that now on the record. If I get to the finals, I'll stream it live. Alright, so Absol, we're seeing a familiar team start to unfold here. We have got the Watham, the IBC, and the Oboro again. Zansin going with a strategy that looks fairly similar to his last game. He's got the Sissy, he's got the Hilda. He liked how that played out. He's got IBC here and D-Heart as well. And Zansin is going to have another great DPS for his final selection. No physical tanking from Absol's side for sure, so the Elwyn and the Helena are both good options. Not necessarily great Oboro erasers. Maybe Helena is, but he can just wear Lancers while he's transforming. So Absol gonna have some nice choices. Fourth pick lost him on this map though, when these were some of your other options, is a fairly interesting decision. Alright, so here's the Elwyn. Elwyn, D-Heart, and IBC with an Act again. She will only be buffing her own mobility, but she can buff, like, troop damage for the other units. And an Elwyn, a last pick for Absol as well. So this is pretty much very similar to what Absol had last game. He had his Elwyn, he had his Watham, he had his IBC, so he's got Lost him here instead of Sissy, I think, from last game. Yeah, Vermilion, you definitely lose out on the Lostum defensive terrain strength on this map, but he can still pull himself around using other units. He can still stun. So he's not useless, it's just, you know, one of his strengths is off the table. Alright, let's see what we've got. Zansin as player 1. These Elwins are doing their little battle cries. Crush on this Elwin. Mini faction buff on the D-Heart. Unicorns and 2 DPS skills on the IBC. Okay, so I guess everyone's covered with FBs. And nothing too surprising on Absoul's side. Yeah, Absoul's good with those Oboros. Although he kind of, he was an anchor in the first game. In the second game, he came out and did what he needed to do. He killed DPS. Absol's gonna want 4 stacks on it this time, and he doesn't have the Act Again to help speed it up, so he's gonna be waiting the 4 turns to get the 4 stacks on the Oboro this time. Yeah, no Lancer troops. Yeah, that's IBC. That's her Echo of Light skin. So we'll probably see D-Heart prep his faction buff this turn. Yeah, you definitely can choose not to use their talent. You can just stand. Okay, there's that mini faction buff. This is really just Elwin jockeying for position a little bit. Which Absoul doesn't super need to worry about yet, because he wants to take his time with that Oboro. Yeah, the best mobility booster is still Tenyo Hat. A great point. Tenyo Hat has been a very long-standing MVP in this game. I wonder if they made a hat for mages that every time you took action had a 1% chance to instantly kill a random enemy unit. Would you see people start to throw that on instead of Tenyo? Absol just spacing out a little bit, staying out of Elwyn's range for now. Now is the turn where Zansin is going to want to start encroaching a little bit on Absol's team. Sissy went forward just because he had turn priority and he knew that he would be moving up with his Hilda. Yeah, I agree with Straw. Some of the unique hats having really kit-specific bonus effects also make them compelling over Tenyo. Or at least compelling choices. You still see people using Tenyo over some unique hats, but that is based on player preference often. Absoul's in an interesting position here because he doesn't necessarily want to send units in alone against this team, but he can certainly get himself into a position where he's able to send almost all of his units in. So if he can combo, that might be something he's thinking about. But if he goes in preemptively, he just risks losing a unit for nothing. Julian is definitely good for people who are already playing that kind of box. I mean, if you're running AoE anyway, build them up and throw them in. If you're trying to build up, like if you're playing a single target box and you're trying to create an AoE box from scratch, it's a little more difficult because you're going to have more units to build and shard up. Absoul down to about half his backup time. The opening positioning is definitely brain stretching. Once things get moving here, though, the moves will start to fall into place. Alright, Zansin is now going to start thinking about his best way to get into the action. Okay, here we have it. An assassination attempt on Oboro with D-Heart. Oh! Is he immune to fixed? No, he's not. That Oboro is down. Oboro down to a D-Heart. Now D-Heart gets to go for a stun. Elwyn hasn't used his charge skill yet, so vulnerable to the stun. What a great opener from Zansin. Barely killing that Oboro with the fixed damage after the attack. The stun was really just gravy. So this D-Heart is probably toast here now, but honestly, D-Heart has more than done his job. Now the only unit who ignores guard is Lostum. And Absol doesn't have any tanks, so Zansin can kind of creep up and target him. That said, Absol does have the stun option here, as well as buff strip, buff strip, buff strip. So Hilda's not the impenetrable wall that she might have been. Absol going with the long-range option there. Lets himself stay pretty far behind here and keep his stun up his sleeve. So he's still got grapnel, he's still got stun. Can. Yeah, Elwyn can reach both hams. Is that move worth it for Zansin to give up one of your only remaining DPS? Probably. Because then you can just use turn advantage to kill someone else. Okay, he definitely reaches now. He won't have terrain. Oh, he won't have turn priority, though. Zansin goes here, then Absol, then Zansin. Yeah, so Absol will have turn priority. Alright, we are going to see an attempt. Ooh, and Wathan lives. He is heal blocked. Yeah, Zansin didn't get to steal two of those narrow kills. I think the narrow kill on the Oboro was more important than the narrow kill on the Wathan. You could retreat to guard. But depending on what Absol does here... I mean, he still has his revive as well, right? Okay, Watham suicides into this Elwyn to give him that heal reversal. So if Elwyn attacks anyone, he's gonna die. So his only option is really to come into guard now. Or just, you know, as far away as possible. Oh. What's your plan here, Lostum? Alright, this is the smarter move. Going to stun the tank. Or not stun the tank? Just attack the tank? Immune to stun? I guess it is Feather. I don't think we saw Feather on Zansin in previous games, so this is something that he recently spec'd over to. So Absol, a little bit surprised by that. That was the kind of thing that he was hanging on to Lostum for. And now this Lostum is spent. No stun on the tank. We definitely saw Feather on Arinoa's Hilda in a previous game, but I don't think we saw it on Zansin yet. Maybe we did. I'll have to go back and look at the VOD. But I would think Absol would have taken note of that and been prepared for it if he knew about it. Her skills are ranged. Alright, so that's a Lostum down, and we are looking at just an Elwyn and an IBC against a Hilda with a healer and another IBC, and potentially another Elwyn if he manages to come out of this alive. Still guarding. She can't use passives. She can't be healed. Absol with turn priority. Could go finish this Elwyn off next turn. I mean, I guess she could send a summon up there. She could send a Lancer up there to protect him from... from this. And if she's right there... yeah, then that blocks the IBC as well. Yeah, the IDC's magic, but my point is the Lancer is blocking where IDC has to stand in order to use her skill. So that keeps the Elwyn safe-ish, and he just hangs out. Just hangs out to get that heal reverse off. And heals back up to full, so he's not as worried. Well, she doesn't have her range skills anymore either, yeah. So that's it for Absol. So Zansin up 2 games to 1. Zansin just needs to win 1 more match to finish this off. So since that was the end of their first best of 3, they're going to have to set up a new game, which they will be doing right now, and as soon as they start, we'll hop in. I'm going to check the Discord just to see if they think that that was a best of 3. Uh-oh, Absol says he needs to go to bed. He didn't realize it was a best of 5. He thought best of 3. So he may be calling it. Yeah, it looks like GGs are being exchanged in the chat. DC, let us know in the Twitch chat as well if this is indeed going to be the official ending of the finals. So I can wrap the stream up. I think it is. Yep, I think it is. Okay, Absol is going with the best of 3 for that finals. He's calling it, he's going to bed, and with that, I will call it as well. So, congratulations to both players. Super excellent, interesting games there. Absol, congrats on coming 2nd place, getting your silver medal. Congrats to Zansin for taking the gold and becoming the Summit der Langrisser Season 9 overall Grand Champion. So thank you everyone for coming out and supporting both the tournament and my streams this season. If you want to support me a little bit just on the way out, feel free to subscribe. Blow your free Prime subscriptions on my Twitch channel like Bakira just did earlier. Every little bit helps, and I definitely appreciate it so much. And if you're feeling extra generous, you can go ahead and either donate either to me via my channel or to the Summit der Langrisser tournament as a whole. You can subscribe to them or donate to them on their Discord or through the webpage, I believe, on Wikigrisser. So any of your donations that you go to the tournament will be put into the prize pool for the winners and for future tournaments as well. So, yep, consider being super generous and kind with your moolah as well as with your eyeballs and your time. And other than that, that's going to be me for this season. So stay tuned for potentially future Apex Arena streams for the regular season and the playoffs, and then more Summit der Langrisser going into our 10th season next time. Thanks everyone. Happy Langrissing.